Five-star recruit there. 5th-round draft pick in the NFL from the San Diego Chargers. Spent some time with a variety of NFL teams. Was with the Edmonton Eskimos and then made his way to Montreal. The rest is history. Now field and trying to make an outstanding grab. Brandon Thompson blanketing Duron Carter.
Well, and that may seem like Brandon Thompson's just doing his job, but he went the extra mile. He covered him for about the last 20 yards of that play with only one shoe.
With one shoe. Look at him. There
right there on the cut, he loses it, but just keeps running to get in there and break up the play.
Shoeless Brandon Thompson. Goes to the sideline to get that shoe tightened up. 2nd and 10 now for the Owls. And they lead after 3 quarters this season. They're 5-2. Kenny Stafford bursting forward. Conversely, the Redblacks this season 0-10, trailing after 3.
An opportunity now for Sean White to do his bit in the battle of these directional punters.
Very adept at it as well.
Great opportunity here for Montreal to pin Ottawa deep.
Ottawa will have the wind in this final quarter. Here's the kick. Trapped in the corner near the 15-yard line is Finch. Redblacks have a big hill to climb. Another penalty flag flies on the sideline. We'll tell you about it when we come back. The CFL on TSN is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
We'll take a look at the most recent flag against the Ottawa Redblacks. There you see Javon Johnson blocking along the sidelines. Doesn't like the treatment from Bryn Roy.
Right in front of the official.
Yeah, retaliation gets the penalty.
Danny O'Brien is back and goes deep down this. That's a man! Wallace Miles. Vertical shot right away from Danny O'Brien.
Well, Danny O'Brien showing he's got a short memory after the pick. In his first half appearance, no hesitation to throw that one up. Perfectly placed ball from the rookie quarterback.
Yeah, you know Dwayne here. Marco Briette doesn't get a piece of him, he's gone.
Yeah, free safety had to range all the way across the field to prevent a touchdown there.
Wallace Miles streaking down the sideline, great speed. Might be something they go to again. Brian stays in. Quick hitter. Scott McDonnell on the sideline. Look out here. He's going to score his first CFL touchdown. How about that?
Montreal native gets his first CFL touchdown against the hometown Alouettes. Danny O'Brien with his second touchdown pass here at TD Place. He couldn't even let Burroughs enjoy it for a day.
No, he could not. Danny O'Brien earlier, an interception. Spent the beginning of this half on the sideline and then gives it off to Scott McDonnell.
And 3 Alouettes right there to make the play. McDonnell ran through all 3 of them.
58-yarder, his first CFL touchdown. Former star Queens. Big Scott McDonnell in the house and makes this a ball game. 23-17. Feel good, huh?
We thought he was going to get one a couple of weeks ago. The Queens product, 2nd-round draft choice.
Alouettes getting ready to go, and again, it's Pink Week, tackling women's cancer initiatives, and Brandon London. No one has a bigger feeling in his heart than Brandon London about Pink Week.
I was in high school, and my dad was, he just, came to us, me and my older brother, and, he just started breaking down, crying. And my dad is a football coach, well-known, strong, strong-minded, strong-willed person. And I've only seen him cry about 3-4 times my entire life, and that was one of them. And he told me that my little, who was around maybe around like 5, 6, 7 years old at the time, was diagnosed, had leukemia, had cancer, and it was just something that was, it was mind-blowing to me, because throughout my life, I've never really had to deal with anything like that. I'm sitting, getting photos from my stepmother, at my military school, pictures with my little sister, and she doesn't have any hair or anything, It's just like one of those situations where you feel powerless. Here I am, this, bigger brother, this older brother, and there's really nothing I can do. They were saying how she needed a bone marrow transplant. And I don't, this time I'm 16, 17 years old. I don't know anything about bone marrow transplants. They scoured all throughout the United States, testing people to see if they can have some match. And there was no match. It just kept coming up empty. Out of the blue, we found out that my father was a direct match for her, which never happens, which is like a miracle. And on April the 29th, 2003, she received a bone marrow transplant from my father, and her body reacted so well to it. I don't even think there was really, any complications or anything with her, and it's a miracle. It's a miracle to this day that my little sister is 11 years cancer-free, a freshman in college.
Well, Brandon London is very happy and very proud of his little sister and the London family. Tough story to tell for Brandon London. He came up to us before the game, said, "Thank you for letting me tell the story." Brandon London tell the story of his little sister who he loves dearly. It's an amazing when you think about it. She had a genetic blood disease, and it did not look good for a long time at a very young age. Her father, Brandon's father, Mike, coach at Virginia, was a rare match, bone marrow match, and to this day, Tyson London represents the happy endings that can come with initiatives like this week. There's Roy Finch. He's got some room. Look out! Roy Finch up near the 50-yard line. Ran about 40 yards to pick up about 7 on the return. Brandon London, though, is testament to a great story, and unfortunately there are some very unhappy stories surrounding this disease, and great that the Canadian Football League, the National Football League, are on this.
And I think one of the most important things to mention is Pink Week is about beating women's cancers, and it's kind of nice to see in the world of men, because every man at some point is touched by this. They want to label football and sports in general as a man's world. And as you said, great of the leagues and of these young men playing to do their part to bring awareness to a disease that, as we said, has touched a lot of them.
Pink Week will continue through the weekend. And for Brandon London, a chance to think about his younger sister. Danny O'Brien. Patrick Lavoie, what a straight arm there. He's come up with a couple of big plays in this ball game. This will depend on the spot here. It looks like he's going to be a little bit short. Had to get to About the 51. So it's going to be 2 yards. And Danny O'Brien's not going anywhere. Nope, they're bringing out the kick team now. For a second, it looked like they were going to go for it. But in a 23-17 game, 2 yards is a lot on 3rd down.
Yeah, and at midfield, you look at the opportunity here. They've got some momentum. What they want to do, as we've talked a lot about these 2 punters in the lead, to place the ball where they want it. They can win in field position here with a good punt.
This looks like another dynamite punt. He's done it again, Brett Maher. So the Alouettes will bring their offense on the field on Pink Week. Thank you, Brandon London, for your story. And good luck to your sister and your family. A special week in the Canadian Football League.
Coming up on Wendy's Friday Night Football, part 2 of our doubleheader from Calgary. The first place Stampeders, they got that wrapped up, but the Riders need to stop the bleeding after 4 straight losses. Taking them on tonight in part 2. Let's go back to Rod and Dwayne in Ottawa.
All right, thank you, Rod. Getting ready for that one. Looks like we're in for a finish here. 23-17. The Redblacks have fought back now. Long field, great punt by Maher. And trying to thread the needle was Crompton. Dangerous toss that time for Dave Stala, and Antoine Pruneau was right there to knock it away.
Pruneau, the rookie linebacker, makes a great break to the ball here. Very nearly found himself running that one in.
The Redblacks team that has only had 2 wins. Both here at home. One against Toronto by 1 against Winnipeg on October 3rd by 22. This crowd is amped up. Here comes the rush. Crompton throws. Oh, Brandon London makes a catch. And a fumbled football. There was no whistle. This could be Ottawa ball. There is a late flag here. And again, players signaling here. I'm not sure what this flag, likely objectionable conduct. Well, there was no flag and then a fumbled football. No whistle and a fumble.
See if we can see from this angle exactly where the ball popped free. Not down by call.
That looked like a fumble. Looked like it was ripped out of his hand. He wasn't touched here, so he's not down.
Just see if the knees or a knee is back down when the ball is ripped. Kane comes in with the rip.
Close there.
Very close with the left knee.
Abdul Kane has been in a lot of plays here, positive and negative tonight. Officials are huddling up again to discuss this. So Brandon London wisely gets up, but then this. His body was kind of twisted.
So close to whether that left knee touched down before the ball was out of his possession.
Now the ruling on the field was down. So there would have to be a challenge on the fumble.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Ottawa.
They have ruled it a fumble.
But this will force them to review it.
We have a major foul, unnecessary roughness on Montreal. We'll go up 15 yards. First down.
What a turnaround. Now again, this is going to be reviewed. At first, the ruling appeared to be a down player. But then the officials talk about it. They rule it a fumble.
Well, and in many ways, understand this is the safe call. If it's not ruled a fumble, it's not automatically reviewed to make sure you get the right call. By ruling it a fumble, it automatically gets reviewed, which theoretically guarantees the right call. This is the safe call.
I think it's a fumble.
I think it's the right call. Seeing that angle, I think it's the right call.
There's no challenge flag. Again, because they are ruling and center.
The previous play is under review by the command center.
Plus the roughing penalty. If this stays, look at the field position for the Redblacks right now, near the 15-yard line.
Watch here for the left knee of London.
Ball's out.
Real close. Real close. Because that left leg is down. As you're saying, it's out. Watch the left leg in behind. That left leg is down. And the ball's not out.
But is the knee down? It looks like the bottom part of the leg.
Well, it's
almost the shin.
But I mean, it's any part of your body other than your hands or your feet.
So let's see.
Touching down and you're down. So whether it's his shin or his knee doesn't matter.
Beyond that, though, an amazing catch. Gets up. They may not have enough evidence. Hard to see. That angle might have been the best angle.
Yeah, I have a feeling from that angle it's going to be overturned. This one's close.
Right there. If you back that up just a little bit.
But see, the knee is down.
Right here.
There's the knee down, and he's still got the ball.
Is it completely down? Now it's down. Very close. Okay, right here is that ball. Now watch the bottom part of his leg. Ball looks like it's coming out.
That is close.
Almost like simultaneous, isn't it?
It really is.
Talk about a call that could change the complexion of this ball game. Again, bang plays.
Well, that one's so close. I don't know if you can complain whichever way they go with the ruling.
Well,
but I suspect that they'll go with the ruling of fumble because that's what the initial call was when it's that close.
Here is the verdict.
After review, the runner was down by contact at the 31-yard line. At that point, we'll apply a major foul, unnecessary roughness on Montreal. It'll be 1st and 10.
Well, Brandon London and the Alouettes get a reprieve. That was so close. Crowd doesn't like it. And like you said, because it happened at the same time, well, they're booing, and a challenge flag has now been thrown.